gather around as a family meal. And what does Jesus say in John 14? Who's preparing the place for us? Is it us right now? Are we building this eternal resume, this heavenly resume? No. Jesus says, I'm preparing that place for you. Jesus has always been the one making the preparation for this covenant and this covenant meal. Why is that important? Because we need not be confused. Brothers and sisters, we're not working our way into this. We're not earning our spot at the table. It is by God's grace that we are invited into this relationship. It is by God's grace that we enter into a relationship. It is by God's grace that we have a place at the table of the King. He's the one who has made the preparation. Jesus is the culmination of the covenant. He's the reason we worship. He's the one we celebrate. And He's the one in whom we do this in remembrance of. This is not about you. This is a celebration and commemoration of Jesus. He's the one who prepared it. Preparation. Second word I want you to think about just for a moment is the word identification. Identification. Who is this Jesus? He calls himself, he refers to himself here as the Son of Man, does he not? He talks about himself as the Son of Man in verse 24. The Son of Man will go just as it is written about him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. Jesus is the Son of Man. Now, up until this point, Matthew has presented Jesus in a number of ways. He's the physician who heals physically. He's also the one who forgives and heals spiritually. He's some kind of preacher, is he not? We saw that in the study of the Sermon on the Mount. Man, he's a prophet, meaning he's proclaiming the words of God to the people of God. But he's more than a prophet. He's also the one interpreting correctly the law. So he sits above the law. He transcends the law, which means he's the lawgiver. He's the second Moses. He's the Messiah. Matthew presents him in all of these ways so that when we come to Matthew 26 and he points us to this new covenant, we are clearly recognizing that Jesus is the one in whom we put our hope. We have no hope apart from him. Hear me. Do you believe that today? I wonder if we really believe that today. You have no hope apart from Jesus. He is your hope. It's not that he gives you hope. He is your hope. And whenever we read a passage of Scripture, it's important for us to understand what this passage is saying and then to make that application to our lives. It's not that we read ourselves into the text. It's that we read the text. And the text says what it says. And then we take those theological truths from the text and we make application to ourselves. Now, as we look at this text, we see who Jesus is. And then we see who all these other people are. Do we not? You have old knuckleheaded Peter. You have Thomas. You have the zealot who's probably planning in this moment how he can go about committing a terrorist act to bring down the Roman authorities. You have all of these guys that are seated at the table. And what's fascinating to me is when Jesus says, one of you will betray me. And they're all going, hey, is it me? They're actually having, it seems, an internal debate on whether or not they will betray Jesus. Oh, is it me? Surely it's not going to be me, is it?